Hi everyone! My name is Véronique and I am a first year medical student at, I'll start again. Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good night. My name is Véronique and I am a first year medical student at the University of Ottawa. And today I will be talking about how to establish a good morning routine for yourself and your family. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to post them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer. So let's begin. Before doing my own research on the topic, I went around and asked my friends and family what they thought was the most important thing to have in a good morning routine. So before I share with you the most popular answers, I wanted to know what you guys think or what you like to do in the first hours of waking up. So if you feel comfortable, you can post it in the chat. If not, you can just write it down on a piece of paper. I'll wait a few seconds. Okay, so that's okay. So the answers that actually came up the most were having a consistent bedtime and waking up time, not snoozing the alarm, having a good breakfast, and having something to look forward to. So hi Natalie. So as I was saying, the answers that came up the most when I asked people around, my friends, my family, what they thought was the most important thing to have in a morning routine were having fixed bedtime and waking time, not snoozing the alarm, having a good breakfast, and having something to look forward to when waking up. So all of these were super good answers and are actually proven to be effective. So during this presentation, I will go into more details about why it is important to integrate these practices and many more into your morning routine. I'll also be giving tricks to facilitate them because we all know we should be doing these things, but it's a lot easier said than done. So let's get into it. So I'll present the tips in the way that I like to set up my own morning routine, but these can be adapted to your own preferences and moved around how you want. So number one is maintaining a fixed bedtime and waking time. So in order to have a great morning routine, it's important to also have a nighttime routine in place. And while we're on the topic, my colleague Ellen actually did a presentation on nighttime routines last night. So you could also go and watch that live and you'd be all set up. Yes, Natalie, mornings can be so tough with both young kids and even with teens. I remember I was probably giving my mom the most trouble when I was a teen, actually. So yeah, for sure. So having a fixed bedtime and waking up time will set you up for a better day ahead and provide a more restful sleep at night. And that's because waking up and falling asleep at the same time sets your internal clock or circadian rhythm, and when that's set, it increases the quality of your sleep. So when you're choosing these times for yourself and your child, it's important to take into account that in general, adults need between 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night, while children need even more to enable their development and their growth. So kids in preschool need around 10 to 13 hours of sleep every night, and kids in elementary school need from 9 to 11 hours. And I will also put a link in the chat to a website that gives you a more precise how many hours for each age group do child need to sleep. So yes, Natalie and I also attended Ellen's live last night, so it's fun that we had it a day after the other. So yeah, so having consistency in these set times will also help your child feel secure and comfortable, as well as help with a smooth bedtime and wake time. Excuse me. So number 2, plan how much time you will need. So there's nothing worse than starting the day feeling like you're already behind. So a great way to avoid this is by planning backwards. So you start from your first engagement, like your first meeting or the starting time for your children's school, and then you go backwards and wake up early enough to fit everything in. It's also a great technique for your child if he's old enough to plan his routine, because overall this will reduce the tension in your household and create a more enjoyable environment for everyone in the morning. Another great tip on that subject is to get ahead the night before so that your to-do list doesn't seem as overwhelming when you're waking up. So prepare lunches, choose what you and your children will be wearing, get them to pack their backpacks, take the trash out all the night before. It's even a good idea to look at the weather network so that if you need to get the rain boots out or the snow pants, it's already all prepared and no extra stress in the morning. So yeah, just starting your day more calm, no one feels rushed, you'll feel a lot better when you get out of the house. Yeah. So number 3 is get out of bed and avoid your phone. So number 1, set an alarm that works for you, something that is melodic. So I personally like to use my favorite radio station as my alarm clock, because waking up to a sound that you actually enjoy will help reduce grogginess. So once that alarm goes off, try not to snooze it and get out of bed, because when you're snoozing the alarm, you're messing with your REM sleep, and that's your restorative sleep. So you don't want to affect it, because then the following night you won't be able to get as much rest from your REM sleep. So it may seem like a good idea at the time to get more sleep in, but it will actually affect the quality of your sleep long term. So next, you do not want to stay in bed and scroll on your phone, because once you check your phone, you're immediately exposed to social media, work email, news feeds, which is really just another distraction and can even be a source of anxiety for us. So if you're able to, 1 hour after waking up, try not to check your phone, but that's kind of stretching it these days. So if you're able to not look at it for the first 15 minutes and just spend time with yourself, it's already a really good start. Yes, Natalie, I can imagine. I don't have children yet, and I'm still finding a way to be late and running around in the morning, so it's a hard one. So number 4 is start your day on a positive note. So this is super important, and I'll actually show you some different ways you can do this. And we'll start with the 5-minute journal. And this is a journal that you can get at Chapters. And the idea behind this journal is that the beginning and the end of the day are times to think, evaluate, and correct course. So ideally, you would keep your journal on your bedside table so that it kind of becomes a reflex to do it first thing when you wake up. So the journal is designed to help you set the tone for the rest of the day during the first hour of your day by asking you simple questions that will create positive habit loops. So I know that it's currently nighttime, but I would like to take a few minutes to do the exercise that this book allows you to do. And we're gonna answer the 3 questions that they ask you to answer every morning. So it's only like 1-line answer. So it should be quick, and I'll do it with you guys too. So grab a piece of paper if you have one, and I'll read the questions out loud. So number 1 is, yes, the journals are very cute, and I just want to add, while we're on the subject, I got these journals for my sister, and I'm going to show you another one after, as a Christmas presents, and they do make like really cute gifts and useful presents. But if you're just like playing with the idea and want to try it at first, I usually just write my answers every morning in a Hilroy notebook, so you don't really need to get these. They're fun and they're pretty, so it can be like an incentive to write in them, but you don't need anything fancy to do the exercise that I'm going to show you. So question 1 is, what am I grateful for? And then question 2 is, what would make today great? And then question 3, it's not really a question, it's more a daily affirmation. So an example of an affirmation would be, I am confident, today will be a great day, just something that you want to reinforce that specific day. So these are the 3 questions that they ask you to answer every morning, but you can also add your own, like, what would I like to accomplish today? But the idea is for it to be simple and quick, only a few minutes, so that it doesn't really feel like something else that you have to add onto your to-do list. It's just like a few minutes done. And I want you to notice how immediately you kind of get this sense of gratefulness from thinking of the small things in life that bring you joy and what really matters in the bigger picture. So that's why I really like this one, and they also have similar questions for nighttime. So the next journal that I wanted to show you is the Happiness Planner. So it's a similar resource, but it takes a bit longer to fill out. They ask a bit more questions. But what I like about this one is that when you initially get into it, they have a few pages on where you write your core values, your goals for the next 100 days, because it's based on 100 days. So that when you're done your 100-day journey, or whenever you want, you can take a look back at the things you wanted to accomplish, the approach to life you wanted to have, and see the progress you've made. So this is really good. So this planner helps you set goals that will maximize your happiness level, practice self-reflection, and start each day with an exciting and inspiring thought. So it's another great one. So this one, I didn't get it at Chapters. I can actually put it in, I'll put it in the comments at the end, because it's a small online business, but they have a bunch of cute, also for your kids, coloring books with like happiness image, and they have quotes and positive thoughts. So they have a lot of cute wellness ideas on their website. So I'll put it in the chat at the end of the presentation. Okay, and the last method of journaling that I wanted to show you is extremely quick, and it's called the mood tracker, where you associate a color with an emotion, and then you have a square for each day of the year, and you just color the way you're feeling that morning. You can also do one at night to kind of see how your mood shifts throughout the day. So it can also be used for kids who don't know how to write yet. So this is a great benefit of that one. And it might not provide you with as much info when you're looking back and trying to see your progress, but it's a great way for you or your kids to learn to be in touch with the way you're feeling. So it's quick, and I really like this one personally. So it's important to journal in the morning because it helps you start your day on a positive and grateful note, be aligned with your intention, free your mind space for what is truly important, and get out of the mental clutter. And especially in the morning, you may find that you experience an increase in anxiety, and you wake up feeling full of worry and don't feel like you have the energy to get out of bed and face the day. But this is actually because our levels of cortisol, our stress hormone, are highest in the first hour of waking. So journaling in the morning as a relaxation exercise can help reduce this anxiety, and focusing on the positive aspects of your life will help make you feel ready to seize the day. If journaling, however, doesn't feel like a right fit for you, there are other ways to add a little bit of positivity to your morning. So you can exercise, you can stretch, go on an early walk, or practice mindfulness. And I actually did a live on mindfulness, I think it was 4 weeks ago. So if you're intrigued by that and want to get a little intro on that subject, you could go watch that live. And finally, a friend of mine, I thought this was really cute, told me that her happiness moment and what she looks forward to in the morning is just having her cup of coffee. And if that's your happy moment, that's great. Just make sure that you give yourself the time to sit down and actually enjoy it like you would give yourself like your full attention to these other activities we just talked about. Okay, so number 5 to our morning routine is thanks, Natalie. Number 5 is prepare a healthy breakfast. This step is super important for your child and for yourself. Eating during the first hour of waking stimulates your metabolism and will make you feel more energetic throughout your day. So having a nutritious breakfast with whole grains and fruit will contribute to the maintenance of a healthy weight, especially for your child who's growing, and will stimulate their mind. So this being said, I'm going to put in the comments a link to Chio's page on nutrition, and then on their website they have a bunch of links to a website, books, pamphlets that give you info on the foods your child needs, breakfast ideas. It's just a really good resource. So it's in the chat now. And number 6 is make your bed. This task is so easy to do, but it can actually have a big impact on the start of your day. So it's important that you encourage your kids to do so as soon as they're able to. So once you've made your bed, you've already accomplished the first task of the day. So you kind of get a sense of pride, and it also encourages you to take on the next challenge. And also, if your day ends up going not so great, you come home to a clean and tidy bedroom, and it's going to feel more pleasant to slip into your bed at bedtime. It's also been shown that sleeping while getting home and sleeping in the bed that was made helps with sleep hygiene and also the quality of your sleep. So it takes a few minutes and it has a lot of benefits. So to conclude, these were the 6 tips I wanted to share with you on how to establish a good morning routine for yourself and your family. I hope they were helpful, and I'll stay here for a few minutes. I'll put the link to the happiness planner, and also if you guys have any other questions, I'll be happy to answer. Have a good night.